Mm-mm. Okay, got it. Hey, just checking to make sure I am live and I'm on this thing. Just checking. Hey guys, so hopefully you're doing really well. I wanted to make this video just to share with you guys exactly how you can start growing your business using Instagram. Let me go over here. So before we begin, guys, if you want some help going and growing your accounting/bookkeeping business, go ahead and click on the link below inside of either the description or the comment section so you can actually do this, okay? I want to basically help you go and grow your business without having to make a lot of mistakes the things that cause most people to fail, right? There's certain things that allow you to succeed really easily, and there's others that allow you to fail and cause most people to fail. So if you want to avoid that, go ahead and click on the link below. It's just going to take you to my calendar so we can book a call and speak to see if I can help you. Now, recently, I've been getting a lot of questions about how to use Instagram. Right now, I have a pretty unique perspective on how to use it since a pretty good amount of my students are routinely using it to get high valued clients. And for the longest time, I had kind of written LinkedIn off because I'm sorry, Instagram off because I was like, Instagram is basically like Facebook. People are just going and posting pictures. There's not a lot of value being distributed, and it's not a very great place for, really big business owners to spend their time. And looking back now, I wish that I had placed as much emphasis on Instagram as I did on LinkedIn when I was first getting started. So I'm going to help you avoid that mistake by showing you how to utilize Instagram today. Okay, now why am I doing this? So the information inside of videos and videos just like this are designed to help you make some money. Okay, so you use what I teach you inside the videos, and then we ethically bribe you into giving us some of that money back by joining me inside the mentorship program. I've just found that whenever someone either gets some value from this video or they actually go and get some clients from like the videos that I release, it's a lot easier for them to join my mentorship program because they don't really, have a lot of questions like, will this stuff actually work? And it's just a lot easier. So let's kind of jump into this thing. At the very least, even if you never decide to pay me some money, this will at least give you some benefit, some value. So inside this post, we're going to share how to prime your profile, how to find the high value potential clients, what to say to start the conversation, and what to say to actually book the call once the conversation is started. And also, one thing I forgot to say, if you want this document that I'm actually using that has all the steps and all the KPIs, go ahead and comment IG overview inside of the comments below, and I will actually send it to you, or I'll send you the link to this document so you can use it and you can refer back to it. Now, first thing is you need to have at least 20 to 30 posts on your Instagram. Okay, what I want to do inside of this video is I want to be able to kind of show what this stuff looks like and what it looks like when we're going live with it. So for example, whenever you're looking at someone's Instagram, you want to make sure that you have all these posts that are showing people exactly what you do. Now, let me go back to the document. Now, the reason why we want to have 20 or 30 is because it's going to act kind of like a storefront. You want your Instagram to be like your storefront. So whenever someone comes and glance at it, you know exactly what you do. And then if they're interested, they can say, "Hey, I'm interested right away and I want some help." If they're not, they can kind of marinate inside of your profile and just keep getting hit by your content over time. A lot of people have this misconception that, content gets clients, and that's partially true. And we'll talk about why that's partially true in a minute. It's just it takes a long time. Now, if you are starting your business and you don't have a huge amount of time to waste and you're trying to make money now, we're going to be talking about how to speed up that process. Now, inside of my program, I always give my students templates of what to post so you guys can skip the content creation because I know that a lot of people spend way more time than what they have to making content. I think the most I heard somebody do take when making content was like 2 hours a day making content because it was so hard to come up with what to say, and it was so hard to know whether or not it was going to be the right thing, and it was just so frustrating and so overwhelming. So I just decided to give my students about 20 to 30 posts that they can just customize, change the colors on, and make it feel very unique to their own. Now back to that. Okay, so most people think that content gets clients, and again, it's partially true. It just takes a lot of time. How social media platforms work nowadays is that they are trying to get everyone to pay for advertising in order for the post to be seen. Now, if you're a regular person who doesn't own a business, it doesn't really matter how many people see your posts, right? Because you're not really trying to sell anything. It's just you want, your friends and your family to kind of see your stuff. But when you are using it for more commercial purposes, like you're trying to sell, your accounting or your bookkeeping, then the views do matter. And Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn know that. So what they generally do is they kind of make you either not get a lot of views per video, or you have to pay for advertising to show it out to more people. Generally, as a good rule of thumb, social media platforms allow your posts to be shown to about 15% of your total followers. Okay. So we're just using the content just to create a storefront. Let me see, a good example of so a good example of this is Lizzie. Okay, so just very, very simple content, not very complicated. But when someone looks at her stuff, they can just say, "Hey, this is my virtual bookkeeping world. These are all my stuff. This is my videos. This is my content." She likes doing videos. You don't have to do videos. It's just a really cool, nice touch for someone to get more familiar with you. But you don't have to do that. So now, even coming and just diving back into this thing, okay? Now, you want to make sure you're treating your Instagram account like a business account. On Instagram, there's no difference between a personal account and a business account, so you might as well just upgrade it to the business account level because you have a little bit more features, and you can manage your actual Instagram account from your Facebook Business Manager on your business page. Now, okay, let's kind of go into step number 2. So how to find them. So most people don't understand that the size of the company does not guarantee, does not guarantee that they will pay you a high amount. We've had 8-figure companies literally balk at $850 a month. It's like, that's the lowest person or lowest contractor they've actually paid in their entire company, and they're still balking at it. Now, if you go about talking about what you do the wrong way, or you go in and present it to the wrong person under the wrong frame of mind, they generally don't value this stuff very, very highly. So you have to make sure that you're actually, putting the value out correctly. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But that's the main thing. So don't just think that you're just trying to find this large company, and once you find the large company, it's going to just, solve all of your problems. If you don't know how to do sales, if you don't know how to do your pricing, it's not going to just save you. Okay. So a thing that you need to focus on is just make sure the company is doing between 6 figures and 8 figures per year. And then you should be placing your emphasis and your focus on building the relationship with the owner. Okay. Now, a lot of people don't understand this. The reason why we can go for this range and still make a pretty good amount of money is because it's not necessarily about how much money the company is making. It's about how much does the owner like you. Business owners are willing to overpay if they like you and they trust you. I always talk about this. I pay one of my VAs $1,000 per month to hit publish on my social media posts. Well, I could get that a lot cheaper, but just the attention to detail that she has, the way that she focuses, the way that she does things for me allows me to be able to get really great results with the stuff that I'm doing. So I overpay her. It's the same thing with your service. I feel bad if I was to let her go. I was thinking about letting some people go today for no reason, just no real reason. But I was like, I can't let that person go because they need the money and XYZ thing. And it's like, oh shoot, and I just can't. And I just change their mind. It's the same thing with business owners. It's the same exact thing. Okay. So you have to be thinking about the relationship. Now, next thing, if you add relationship to having a great sales flow and a great sales script, which I just give you, if we're working together, I just give you the sales flow to say. So you know exactly what to say, exactly what check boxes you need to hit in the other person's mind in order for them to feel confident and clear about why they need to be paying you the high amount of money that you charge. For example, like my student Melissa, like she spoke to a potential client the client was paying his previous bookkeeper like $4,000 a month. And when she ran the scope of work into my pricing tool, like she saw the work was only worth like $2,500 a month. So the lady had been like drastically overpaid. But Melissa knew that the gentleman really, really liked her based on their conversation. And he didn't really care about how much money he spent. Like there's certain business owners, like when you get in front of them, like, they're making, mid 6 figures, higher 6 figures, even low 7 figures, and they just don't care about money. It's the first time they've ever had this much money. They live in a pretty, low cost effective area. So there's not a lot of high expenses. They are simple people and they have a lot of money and they're just willing to give it to you if they like you. So Melissa knew that. And Melissa basically took the pricing calculator, said $2,500 a month. She's like, well, if he's paying her $4,000, why don't I just add an extra $1,000 to this thing? Give or take, he either takes or he leaves it. The individual said yes without blinking. Okay. We call this the swagger fee inside of my program. Sometimes the pricing calculator might tell you the thing is worth $1,000. But if you know the person likes you, if you know you have rapport, if you know they see you as an expert, if you know they have like other factors, like they just got this huge loan of an extra $1 million for a loan and they don't know what to do with it because that's why they're hiring you in the first place, you can charge extra money and they don't care because money is no object to them. Okay. Now, if you want to actually watch that video where me and Melissa were walking through exactly how to price the work, go ahead and type in 750 or 7,500 lead call. The reason why it's called 7,500 is because in addition to this $3,500 per month client, we were actually talking about how to price out a $4,000 a month client. She signed on $7,500 of monthly recurring revenue within about 8 days of each other. Guys, this stuff is not hard if you know what to do and if you know like the direct path. Okay. So with this in mind, guys, take some pressure off of yourself that you need to find the right person. I know that, this is probably not the best thing for me to say, for someone who has like a marketing program that, right. If I was just solely trying to sell you on, you need to pay money, I would tell you that, hey man, if you don't find this magic person, you're never going to be able to really grow your business. And I would make it seem super, super hard. However, this is not the case, guys. You don't have to find the right person. You can create the right person. If you have a business owner that has more money than what they need, you can create that environment to where the person likes you enough. Now, in order to do this, though, you have to be friendly and interested in the person. Like, if you're open to being friendly, then this process works really incredibly well. If you're not, however, like you're just not a friendly person, you don't want to talk to your clients, you don't want to work with clients you actually like, you just want to like, just have money fall out of the sky, it's going to be harder for you. But all you got to do is just help people out, talk to people who really like them, and then they like you in return. Okay, so let's even go and dive into how to do this. So first, you need to go into a local hashtag on Instagram. So let's say, for example, I live in the city of Ann Arbor. So I'm going to actually go on, let me just type in hashtag Ann Arbor business. My computer's moving a bit slow because we're screen sharing. Cool. So this person actually just posted this a couple of hours ago because this one was the leftmost post. Yeah. And there's all these different types of businesses here. Storytelling with data, PhD, MBA, Bloom City Club, The Bridge, Bloom City Club posting again. They're posting multiple times in a day. So I'm actually going to go and I'm going to look at this thing, right? And I'm going to go check out this business. Okay, so their local business, state licenses, provisioning center, and our medical and adult use. Okay, nothing for sale, educational Okay, well, they say nothing for sale. So that's interesting. But why I have nothing to say? This is HCC and stuff. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. So I would actually go and I would follow that person, and I would go and start the conversation with them. Going back to this thing. Okay. So the reason why hashtags are so good is because a hashtag is basically a miniature website inside of Instagram. People are going and they're posting all their stuff. They are just sharing to the world and they're trying to get as much exposure as possible. Now, the reason why this is really cool is because it makes it easy for us to be able to go and target the businesses that we want based on our location. I generally like to go like local first, and then I spread out to the entire United States because there's a lot of money in your local area and it's a lot easier for you to build trust with them. Awesome. So what I would do is I would actually go and make a spreadsheet to go and track the hashtag pages to make sure you can get as many possible while staying organized. For example, here's just a baby version of this example that I did just to kind of show you guys what this thing looks like and how I would actually use the hashtags. Let me go. Very simple. Just on the one hand, hashtags a common end. On the other hand, just a really easy way for you to track. So you can just track hundreds of these different things, just hundreds. It doesn't have to be very complicated. It can be very simple, guys. It can be very, very simple. It does not have to be complicated. Keep everything as simple as possible, and you just make a lot more money. So for me, since I'm living in Ann Arbor, I'm going to go and type hashtag Ann Arbor business, hashtag Ann Arbor construction. The formula of how to find a good hashtag is as followed. You do hashtag plus your city plus business, or hashtag your city slash your state plus niche slash industry you want to work with. So let's say, for example, I wanted to go and I'm in Dallas, hashtag Dallas business. Awesome, 95,000 posts. Cool. Cool. Looks like an artist. Awesome. Don't know what kind of business you do. Business you do. Oh, that looks like a cool building. This one might be a food truck. Oh no, it's a restaurant. Okay. 15,000 followers, 7,500 following. Okay, cool, man. That's a hop in place. Wash Burrows. Cool. It looks like a home washing, power washing. Visit our website. I don't know what they do. Link agency. Oh, a doctor's office, or yeah, doctor's office. Oh, ER. Cool. And I'm just looking at every single business that I think has potential. I am sending them a friend request or a follow request, as they're called on Instagram. Okay, make sure you actually look at their profiles too when you're sending them a follow request. Sometimes it might look one way on the hashtag post. Just make sure it's an okay business. Now, one common myth that people have is that the only business owners on Instagram have like very small businesses. I used to think this for a long time, like I said earlier. This is not true though. Like there are some behemoths using this every single day to expand their brand, expand their reach. Now, my goal will be to go and follow 1,000 people, just 1,000 people total. Personally, if I was starting from scratch today, I would shoot for about 5,000 people I'm following, but 1,000 is a good number to start. Now, generally what we're going to see, right, is you don't need 1,000 people total, to be honest. Like we're seeing our students are getting about 1 to 4 clients for every 150 people that they're following on Instagram. Okay. Now that doesn't entail that you do have to like be selective with your follows, and you do have to like, choose a business that has some budget. However, like it's generally a pretty easy goal depending on what your goals are. Now, how quickly we actually go and send out 1,000 follow requests depends on a few factors, like how much money do you need? How many clients are you already serving? Like if you already have a bunch of clients, like you probably don't need to send out 1,000 follow requests, right? It just depends on where you're starting. Next is like how many leads have you received from the follow on request you already sent out? Depending on the time of year that you're doing it, like right now is really, really hot for our industry, right? You'd be surprised like how much volume you can get with only few hundred. Like Liz is only following about 378, and she is just overwhelmed right now with the number of people who are reaching out to her, because she was very like choosy when she was going and selecting those 300 people. And we'll talk about how to actually contact them and talk to them in a couple minutes. That's the next step. Actually, that's the next step right now. Next is breaking the ice. So we call this process social listening. So Instagram is great because of how much content people make. You get to see all their past posts and the stories they post in the last 24 hours. And every post, story, comment, like gives you a chance to start the conversation. For me, I would be trying to start a conversation every 2 to 4 weeks until the person is ready to work with me. Now, some people are afraid to do this because they're afraid of rejection. Now, keep in mind, the word no stands for next opportunity. It's just not a good time for them right now. Every no brings you closer to a yes, because the people who say yes, they're overwhelmed. They don't know how to do the books correctly. They don't want to do them anymore, and they just need some help. They need you. Okay, so you've got to push past your fear so that you can go and help somebody else in need. And as a byproduct, you just make $500 to $5,000 per month per person who you can actually help. It's very simple when you get this stuff done right. Now, some people don't want to be seen as begging for business. That's the other thing I hear is like, people come, I don't want to be begging for business. And, on the one hand, it's like, I understand, what you're saying, what you're feeling. You don't want to look bad, right? To be honest though, man, like if you ever see the people who make money, they do whatever it takes. They do not care what people think about them. Plus, also think about like this: like, who really cares what people think about you, as long as they give you the money? They might not like you, but they need you. And when you can do the work better than anybody else, and when they believe that you do the work better than everybody else, it doesn't matter what they think. if you have a good product, but I hate, so for example, when I was buying this guitar, I might not like the sales rep, but I need this guitar, or in my mind, I need this guitar because I like this guitar. And if he's the only person inside the store, I'm buy it. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I think of him. He doesn't care what I think of him. He got the money, right? And the only people you should really care about are your clients and your family. Okay. And besides, the people who sign up with you, they're not going to see it as you like begging them. You know, it's just going to see it as begging. No, they're not going to see it as begging. Like they're just going to see it as you keeping them accountable. And that's why they're hiring you in a lot of cases. They need accountability. They need someone to dot their I's and cross their T's. And in a lot of cases, the ones that end up paying you money will say, thank you for not giving up on them. Right? Some examples, some ways you can go and start the conversation are, hey, I like this blank event that you did and that you shared in your story. What inspired you to do it? How did the event you posted about last week go? How long have you guys been in business? Looks like business is booming right now. I like your content. Do you have a videographer film and edit the videos? I like your posts. Are you a graphic designer? Now, the point of this list is to show you that it doesn't really matter what you say. It's just about showing up repeatedly that causes people to respond and react to you the way that you want. Now, keep in mind, guys, it can take about 7 to 9 times of someone seeing your face for them to really know who you are. Now, again, guys, what this means, it doesn't mean you have to go try and start the conversation 7 times, right? What it can look like is, here's a very easy way to just kind of like repeat a cycle. So number 1, you follow them and then you send a conversation starter. If they don't respond, next week, you just like one of their posts. Week after that, you comment on their story. Week after that, you comment on another one of their posts. After that, you send another conversation starter the next week. You just keep repeating the cycle, like, comment, conversation starter, like, comment, conversation starter. And this works really well because it's very non-invasive and very easy since you're doing it in a natural way. It's a little bit different if you're just messaging someone every single week saying, hey, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. That can get a little spammy. And then that sometimes isn't taken the best way. But if you do it more like this, it's just kind of like you're just this friend who cares more about them than anything else. And at some level, they understand you're trying to sell them. But if you're talking to a business owner that's, doing a good amount of money, they're not afraid of sales. The only people who are afraid of being sold to are people who don't have any money or who have never made a sale in their life. I hate to break it to you. Now, next thing, step number 4, okay, so booking the call. So when they respond, you should have a messenger conversation. So just talking back and forth and asking them questions. Then you ask them if they would like some help with what you do. For example, when I'm ready to book a call, I like to send this message. Would you like to set up a call to see if I can help you with your accounting/bookkeeping? If they say yes, send a message with 2 days and 2 times each day that you are available for the call to see if you can help them. If they say no, you have 2 options. Number 1, you can move on to the next potential client. Remember, no stands for next opportunity. Or you can follow up with that person on every single major holiday. For example, you can reach out on Thanksgiving, Memorial Day, Labor Day, MLK Day, and Christmas. It doesn't matter. Any holiday, any excuse. You can even do like Boxer Day. You can do any day, man. It'd be Christopher Columbus Day. It doesn't matter. Just get an excuse. Now, a good example of this is my student Audrey. She got like 7 calls booked on the first week of January because I told her to go run like this Happy New Year's campaign where she just messaged every single person on her both her LinkedIn and her Instagram. Happy New Year's. How are things in your world? And then people just started flooding in. People had recently too had told her no in the past, and all of a sudden they just changed their mind, and it was just a better time in their life to accept that help. She signed them up. She signed on I think she signed on one client. It was like $5,600 in recurring revenue from 2 clients alone. That's not to mention she got like 2 other cleanups, and then she got one other thing, but I can't remember off the top of my head how much she got. So it was like 5,600 in confirmed revenue. And then 2 cleanups for $75 an hour each. So I don't even know exactly how much she's going to end up doing because she didn't bill out the cleanups flat rate. She did it hourly. There's reasons why she did it hourly. It's because right now she's kind of moving to that stage where she has contractors underneath her. So she's just trying to get as much money as possible, fill up as many hours as possible, and charge as much as she possibly can. And that's kind of a bonus thing that we like to do once you get to a certain point inside of your business. But it's generally not for a beginner. If you're a beginner, you should probably charge flat rate, if you can. If you can't, then you might want to go and just price hourly and then use that money to go invest in my program. And I can just show you how to do flat rate a lot easier. So I hope this was helpful, because that is Instagram in a nutshell. That is all you need in order to go and start getting clients off of Instagram. And that's great, guys, because once you understand your pricing and sales, dude, there's nothing stopping you from reaching your goal. Now, again, guys, there's two things you can do. The first thing is you can go and use this and go start getting some clients, go make some money, go figure out, every other thing, right, with the pricing and the sales and how to get even more leads. Or you can partner with me so we can cut out all the trial and error, so you can grow your business without having to make the mistakes that cause most people to fail. Really, it's all about saving. It's all about saving time and speed to reaching your goal, right? If you have 2 to 4 years to take to get up to like 100,000, or you know, or whatever, then it does make sense. But at least for me, I didn't have 4 years where I could, make $20,000. I had to go and make as much money as possible when I was first getting started. And remember, guys, as always, successful business owners value time over money. That means they'd rather pay money than waste their time. People who struggle, on the other hand, hold on to all their money and waste all their time. So if you're ready for some help, click the link inside of the description below, or inside the comment section. It'll take you to book a call with me. I'd love to help you out. I'd love to see exactly what it's going to look like for us to go together and actually reach your goal. So I will talk to you. If that's you, I'll see you on the call. Have a great day.